Alright, so welcome back to Cinematic Journeys. I am Guy, and today we are taking a look at the 2007 Denzel Washington film American Gangster, which stars Denzel Washington. What's your name, man? Russell Crowe, that's it. And is directed by Ridley Scott. So, yes, took me a while to get to this. I'm not a big mob movie guy. I mean, I got Goodfellas right over here. And there goes the Xbox. Whoops. Okay, I had Goodfellas. Here it is. See, I have Goodfellas right here. Haven't watched it yet, but who knows? That was pointless, wasn't it? Yes. You may notice. Hey, Scotty, you're in a different place again. Yes. Yes, I am, because reasons. Just easier, I guess. But let's talk about this movie. This movie is a fictional telling of the life of... I had it. So don't forget his name. Frank Lucas, who was an actual mobster back in the late 60s, early 70s, around that time. And also tells about the life of Roberts. Roberts. Man, why do I forget? I just watched the damn movie. Richie Roberts, who was a cop, who was not only fighting to try to figure out who is running into heroin, but also he's also trying to fight against the courts so he doesn't lose custody of his son. You know? Right off the bat, this movie gets you. And you see Clarence Williams III, yes, the shit, himself, set a dude on fire and then shoot the guy. I was like, okay, that's the way to start your film. He plays Bumpy Robertson, and he dies. And when he dies, his right-hand man, which is Lucas, takes over for him. And this is probably maybe my one main big problem in this film, is that towards the end of the film, when Roberts is trying to convince the cops, trying to convince this detective about the African-American mob boss, he doesn't believe me. He's like, no. They're not like that. They, because this is 1970s. But Bumpy Robertson was an African-American gangster. I don't know, maybe I missed something, but he takes over. Lucas takes over for him, and he becomes this big guy, and yeah, Denzel Washington puts in one hell of a performance. I haven't really seen many Denzel Washington movies. I'll be honest. I've seen Two Guns, and now this film. That's probably it. What have I been missing? Denzel Washington is charismatic. He is, dark when he needs to be. There's a scene where he approaches Idris Elba and just shoots him in the head right there in the middle. People all over the place. He just, because they're arguing over who gets the 20%. Like, I want most of the money. You get the 20%. He shoots the guy. He takes the guy's money and leaves him a couple of bills and goes, "There's your 20%. I love that scene. There's also the scene where he's arguing with Cuba Gooding Jr. over because Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character has been messing with the dope and then calling it the same dope, blue something. And he's like, I don't care what you call it. I don't care what the fuck you call it, as long as you ain't calling it blue. You know what I'm saying? And there's great back and forth. You know, there's a scene where he buys that big house, which was like a plantation house, which is kind of weird. But he buys a big house, and he brings his whole family there. And his mom, too, and his mom goes, well, who house is that? And he's like, that's your house, mama. Oh, my Lord, my house, ma. You know, it's fun. Then you got the other side. You have Richie Roberts, who is just trying, to keep on to his life. He is, apparently, I can take from this that he's cheated on his wife, and because he's got every woman, he's got like a flight attendant. He's banging the lawyer that is representing him in this case. Because there's a scene where he's talking to her, and he's like, there's a room upstairs. And she's like, that's what I thought. And the very next scene, they're back at his apartment, they're just going at it. And she's like, don't fuck me like a lawyer, fuck me like a cop. And I'm just like, what the hell does that mean? But okay. I don't know what that means, but yeah. And even Russell Crowe is very good in this. That's another thing. I haven't seen many Russell Crowe films. I've seen him in Man of Steel. I've seen him in this. I need to get out more, apparently. I'm going to fix that Denzel thing, though, because I got quite a few Denzel movies from my mom's. So they'll be in this series. Rest assured, I will be watching more Denzel, and I need to, because this guy is awesome. This film is very good. There's one more scene I want to talk about. It's the scene at the end when they finally go to arrest him. Lucas is in church. This whole time, Amazing Grace is playing. And he comes out of the church. Like he's going to leave or something. I don't know. I missed why he was leaving. But he comes out and he looks and you just see Russell Crowe, Roberts, standing there in front of the car, and he's just standing there. And then you see Denzel look this way, to the left. And there's cop cars blocking off the road. And he looks back at Russell Crowe again. And then he looks over to the right. And there's cop cars blocking that side. He stands there and he adjusts himself a little bit and walks down. This whole time, Amazing Grace is playing in the background. And we also get a montage of all of his associates getting busted, getting arrested, to Amazing Grace. It's a fantastic scene. Ridley Scott did a fantastic job. That's another thing. I haven't seen many of his movies. I've seen Alien, and I've seen this one. I need to see more Ridley Scott movies. As many movies as I've seen and I own, there's a plethora of others out there that I still haven't seen. People still say, you haven't seen that, man? What do you mean, you haven't seen that? No, I haven't seen it. But this was a good movie. American Gangster is one of the better Ridley Scott movies. And from what I hear, I'm not the only one who thinks that. Even though I've only seen 2 of them, there are 2 of them. This is getting ridiculous. Now there are 2 of them. This is not Star Wars. Yes. I also like Carla Gugino because I kind of have a thing for her. She's an older woman, but, it's that older woman thing. Okay, I've had a crush for her since I saw Spy Kids. Alright? She wearing that tight black shirt and it's just like... I think I hit puberty. But anyway, and then she's in Gerald's Game, and she's all strapped up in that white little dress with the big old cleavage hanging down, and it's just like, again? No. I'm just saying, she is good in this. And there's a thing with Roberts. I keep thinking they're gonna cut to a scene of him like banging someone, just the way it is, because there's a scene where he bends over in the courtroom and he's talking to Carla Gugino, and he's talking to her, and like, please don't let this hit my son, please don't. And then I was thinking, oh, are we gonna cut to him banging her, or something. Or there was, maybe it's not that scene, but there was another scene where he's talking to her, but it just seems like news in the cut to banging her. I don't know. And then there's one, maybe I have too much, with him, because there's a scene with Denzel or Lucas, whatever, is in the club talking to this Hispanic girl who ends up becoming the character's wife. And they're talking and they're flirting and stuff, and I thought it was going to cut to them doing it. But I guess Denzel's more refined. He won't do no sex scene. Except for he did do a sex scene in Two Guns, sort of. But anyway, I don't have much negative to say about this film. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this movie. Oh, here's a negative. It's long. It's 2 hours and 39 minutes, and there's an unrated extended cut. So, no, I watched the theatrical cut, because I'm not going to stand here forever. But yeah, it gets a 9 out of 10 for me. The length kind of takes it away, and maybe that little thing I said about earlier. But yeah, pretty good. And you got a lot of actors in this. Naming off the top of my head: Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, Carla Gugino, John Hawkes, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm sure I butchered that. Cuba Gooding Jr., Idris Elba, RZA, John Ortiz, I can't name them off the top of my head. Hey, I did like 9 of them off the top of my head. That's pretty good, right? Right? John Polito. Clarence Williams III. I mentioned him already. It's all-star cast of African Americans and white people and other races, Italians, for John Polito's sake. But yeah, it's a fantastic film. 9 out of 10. I can't recommend it enough. So what are your thoughts on American Gangster? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. We'll see you in the next one.